and then I'll step off so you can talk to Cooper. This is Cooper.
Hey,
Yeah,
Cooper.
yeah,
I'm so excited to meet you. I
yeah.
heard so
Me
much
too.
about you, and I heard you're 10 now.
Yes,
So
I am
I
10.
almost, as I was introducing you in my mind, I was thinking 9-year-old Cooper, and then I went, no, I saw a picture of you on Facebook,
That's right.
either blowing out a candle or eating some. No, I know what it was. A a birthday yummy breakfast that your mom
Oh,
prepared for you.
yeah.
That's what I saw. And your mom
Right.
said you were 10. So
Mhm.
I was very excited to see that, and happy belated birthday from last week or the week before.
Yeah, the
So
second.
before we get going, I want to give the viewers a little context. Before Laura goes off screen, I want to introduce your mom, Laura Garrison Brooke, who is founder of Discovering My Purpose, and also chief wrangler and cat herder of the Resilience Now for Parents group of positive psychologists, positive educators, coaches, researchers, whatever we are, all over the
Yeah.
world, who get together every Monday under Laura's guidance and direction. And so I want to express my personal thanks on behalf of all of the Resilience Now for Parents people to Laura,
Oh,
because you're the best.
oh,
So
thank you. It's a pleasure. It's been, and the way that I came into this role, you might know this, Ellen, is that for the 1 year after we had a chance to meet at the World Positive Education Accelerator, that's the conference we came together, a core group of us, and we met for a year on a monthly basis just to stay in touch and keep the conversation going. And after a year, there was kind of like okay, it's good. We don't need to keep doing this. And I was like, no, we do. I can't let go of these amazing people. So
yeah.
I said that I'd step in and fulfill the role of keeping us, together. And it's honestly been such an incredible pleasure for me, because I need to stay connected with my fellow people who believe in the importance of this work.
Yeah, and especially during this time, we've really been productive
Yeah, we have.
since the beginning of this global pandemic, pumping out tips for parents, a
Mhm.
resource called Get Helping Our Kids Go Back to School Well,
Mhm.
available for free download at www.backtoschoolwell.com.
Exactly.
Can't pass up that opportunity to plug our resource. So with that, I will really turn it over this discussion to Cooper, because this is who we do it for.
I know.
Thank you, Laura, for everything that you do as a professional and as mom of 10-year-old Cooper. I'm glad you're sitting down, Cooper, because I have a lot to ask. So, so you have been going to school, right?
Yes.
So tell us how and what it's been like and how you're getting through every day.
So, I mean, it's very different because the meetings and the rules seem very different. Like
Okay. So
the
you're only online now, right? Is you're only
yes,
online?
only
Okay.
online. We will be doing 1 day a week next week, I think.
Okay.
So right now the only online. So we have a pretty light schedule because we get like 3 15-minute breaks throughout the day. And then after those breaks, we have a few classes and then lunch. So
Okay. So what time in the morning do you have to log on?
8 o'clock to 8:30 is our morning meeting period, and then we go into like the beginning of actual class.
Okay. So your morning meeting period, is that led by a teacher that you knew before or a brand new teacher?
It's led by my homeroom teacher, so I knew her before because I had her for math last year, but
Okay. And how many other students are logging on to this morning meeting when you are?
Um, there are about 20 students in our class.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So how did you feel the first day? You know, I know that your school kind of like went remote sort of starting in March, and then the last few months of last semester, you did not go to the school building. But this is a real planned experience. So how did you feel that first day?
I was just, I was wondering what would happen. It went very well. Everything worked
Excellent.
out.
Good.
We learned how to do it in the first week, and then the rest of the time we kind of just we did what we needed to do. I think the hardest thing that's different, I think, is rule enforcement, and that's going really well. Nobody's really breaking the rules. So,
So what are some of the rules?
like on our meetings, there are 20 people, so we have to mute. And like, so if we don't have muted microphones, whenever someone speaks, it's like all glitchy. And like, if someone else is, and if multiple people are speaking at once, our cameras should be on because like it wouldn't really be the same without cameras. And our what do you okay our no, you can sit there, it's fine, but the cameras are like on, of course.
Yeah.
And we have a chat feature.
Mm-hmm.
So the chat, we're mostly just like, if we have technical difficulties, which we do sometimes, we will type that in the chat. If we have like, if the teacher asks a question and says put the answer in the chat, we have that. There's also a raise your hand feature. So if we want to answer a question, we'll just click on that. Yeah.
So it feels, what you're describing to me feels like one of the Zoom meetings that I have with your mom and other, psychologists and educators. So does it feel like a classroom to you, or does it feel like a
Um,
business meeting?
it feels more like a classroom because they're like teaching us stuff, and
Good.
if if we have something wrong, correcting us, stuff like that. So it feels school-ish, but it doesn't
Okay.
feel like normal school
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's virtual.
So you said you're going back one day next week. So what do you think that's going to be like, or what do you expect?
I have no idea. So I if we're going back one day, I think it's gonna be mass. They're gonna like move the desks and chairs apart, and it's not gonna be normal. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah.
I've obviously never had school anything like this, so
Yeah, I don't think anyone has, Cooper.
no.
So you're not
Still
alone.
figuring it out. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So how does it feel to know that this is like totally new, that everyone is kind of like figuring out as they go along? How does that make you feel?
I mean, I don't really think about it that much. Mostly, I think about the class and what's going on now, and then till the end of the day. And then once I'm done, I think about what I want to think about. I don't really think, like, that's one of the things, like, I just kind of, like, think about what's going on. I don't think about, like, the theoretical stuff of this a lot. So,
So,
but,
yeah, go ahead.
like, now, like, when I do think about it now, it just kind of like makes me feel okay and happy because I know that everyone is having to go through this and that we're all figuring it out. And even when I make mistakes, people are going to be okay with it. So that's good. But yeah.
Yeah, no, it definitely sounds like you have uh, positive influence from your mom, who is a mindfulness meditation teacher, to kind of like stay grounded in the present. So you've learned that lesson from her for sure, and you're doing it well. And also, one of the keys to practicing compassion, self-compassion, is to know that you're not alone, that everybody's kind of going through this, and to kind of treat yourself with kindness that you would treat a friend. So definitely influences from the positive psychology world. So you're fortunate to have that in your life in navigating through this. So what about your friend's situation? What's that like?
So most of my friends are in my class, but the ones that are not, especially this one kid, I have tried to reach out to him. It's really hard because I mean, in normal school, you can still see and talk to kids that aren't in your class, but in this, you can't really do that. So that kind of degrades on the social aspect of school,
Yeah.
and that that is a negative. But hey, I mean, we're doing our best.
Yep. And you deserve a lot of credit for that too. So, in terms of like actual being with other kids, I understand that you have a good friend next door that you are allowed to play with and hang out with. Um, what a, how are you? I mean, you said it's really hard to socialize, but what are like some of the ideas that you've come up with for how you can be friends with or stay friends with your other friends and at the same time make new friends?
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to make new friends,
Yeah.
but like stay friends with my friends. Like one of my friends, her mom and my mom are like they know each other and they have each other's phone numbers. So we set up like a talk like this on like Zoom and FaceTime. So
Okay.
I do that with people sometimes. Um like I have that one friend next door and a friend two friends up the street. And yeah, that's most of the people that I really engage with besides my own
Yeah.
family. So
So you're in fifth or sixth grade? Fifth.
fourth grade.
Fourth grade. God, you sound like you're in ninth grade. Yeah, fourth grade. All right. So you've got this morning meeting, then you go through a couple of other classes with the same kids or with other kids?
Um so our school in kindergarten through third grade they don't really split it, but in fourth grade they split your classes.
Oh,
So what I have is I have my morning meeting with my homeroom. I then have my block A, which is like the start with my homeroom, and then I have my a break, and then I have my B, my block B with my another teacher, and then I have specials, which is like
uh-huh.
art, music, PE,
Great.
stuff like that.
So how are you doing PE?
So PE is like half of it is in class, half of it's not. So like they find like an open space in a room, and then like they have like videos like what do you want to do? Like do you is this your favorite superhero or is this your favorite superhero? If it's this side, you do push-ups. If it's this side, you do jumping jacks, things like that.
Oh, okay. So, but they still can watch you while you're
Yeah,
doing that?
because we
Okay.
turn our cameras on and we like do the activities on
Okay.
on camera.
Wow. That's creative. Okay. So is that enough activity for you, or do you need more in the day?
Definitely I need more in the day. So usually I'll go out and play with the friends in the neighborhood I mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
and we'll do stuff. And then, yeah, I mean, that's most of the activity I get these days.
Yeah.
I also have baseball, so
Oh,
that
so you're
contributes because I have like a game today and stuff.
oh, so you do organized baseball
Sports, yeah.
games. Okay, good. And when you're just hanging out with your friends in the neighborhood, what do you play?
We play sports sometimes. We talk. Sometimes we play like video games and stuff. So we do a varying amount of things.
So that part of your life is sort of normal, the hanging out with
Yeah,
your friends, sort of.
yeah, that's
It resembles what you
yes.
remember. The school part, very new, and kind of like trying to get through that. And you're on your break now, right? You're in your,
Yeah, this is my main lunch break.
okay. Did you eat lunch yet?
I kind of just scattered my lunch throughout the earlier because I was hungry earlier, so I'm not very
Okay.
hungry now.
So I don't want to keep you from, nourishing yourself, but
Yeah.
how much more time do you have before you have to go to your next
Actually
class?
1 minute, but I don't really,
Ah!
I don't really have a class. I kind of have like 2 hours to just like catch up and work on stuff at the end of the
Oh,
day.
okay. All right. No, that's good because I didn't want to, take
Yeah.
your time from things. So normally, like in a minute, you would go and read a book or answer
Um,
questions online, or
so
what
what I do is so s- I currently, we have social studies. So today, so currently I'm gonna be like, not currently, but in a few minutes I'm gonna be like doing a social studies thing on like a PowerPoint presentation, answering questions, doing like puzzles on that. And then when I'm done with that and done with my writing and all the other stuff I need to finish, then I read a little and then I'm done.
Okay. Well, it sounds like, Cooper, that you're pretty high on the achievement scale, and that you're not really having many issues academically or socially or emotionally. And I would imagine that you are not uh, necessarily your typical student. Well, what's typical? There's nothing typical. I would imagine that there might be people that who are kind of struggling in some ways, whether it's academically or socially, or not feeling so good about this. Am I
I
right?
mean,
Do you know people like that?
not, I feel like academically the work is so, it's not really up to the par that it was normally.
Okay.
So I think academically, not very many people are struggling, but socially, one of my friends, his parents have him like totally like stuck in the house, can't play with anybody, stuck. So he has emotional problems, and I think, I mean,
Yeah.
like socially, he doesn't feel stimulated enough.
Yeah. So
Um,
so do you reach out to him and
Yeah, I think I did a video call with him once, but
oh,
on
nice.
emotional, I feel like everyone's kind of like just trying to tough through this thing. I mean,
Yeah.
resilience now.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Resilience now. So that couldn't have been the more perfect ending to this conversation.
Yes.
I think you might have like marketing in your future, maybe a little public relations, and definitely your strength is in emotional intelligence, and many other character strengths that I can see in you. But that's for another conversation. But I um, really appreciate your giving us a kind of like an
Uh, yeah. Yeah.
insider's view of what a school experience online is, and wishing you continued success throughout the year, uh, and wishing your teachers and your family continued success and resilience building. And unless your mom wants to come back on screen, I think we could just end this recording and say thank you and have a great weekend, Cooper. Great to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
All
Bye.
right. Bye bye.